This for the thugs and the gangsters. So I was watching this guy who go from city to city and go into the worst places and interview the thugs and the gangsters. And I was listening to him and I see what I grew up among, and it's even more words now than it was when I was coming up. I was born in the 80s, and then I jumped off the porch in the early 90s in New Orleans, right? And Soldier Slim said, if you came off the porch after 94, you a gangster. I ain't claiming to be no gangster. And I don't want to be no gangster. I'm a man of God. But I did run the streets. And I was listening to the dudes, and one of the dudes, he was talking about how they are predators and that they look for any sign of weakness. And if a dude cut his eyes, he see any hesitation, then they start to, try to manipulate and handle him. And that's how it was coming up. If you walking down the street, dudes grilling you. And if you look down, oh, they going hard. And then once somebody else see that happen, then everybody doing it. So you always had to be on guard with not being handled by nobody because it was gonna be bad for you. Everybody was gonna do it to you. And that's how it is in the hood. And the thing about it is, it's written that it's gonna be like that. That the tender among us gonna always have hate in his heart for his brother. And you looking at what y'all doing, the young thugs and the gangsters. You got the whole world trying to kill you and destroy you. And y'all killing each other. How that makes sense? And I'm worried because my strength fading. And my little nephews is gonna walk in the way, I believe. They watching me and they seeing what's happening. And I think they're gonna walk in the way, so they'll be here to defend me. But the Lord say, look, when you strong, you know what I'm saying? You grab the young, you lead the young. But when you be old and feeble, somebody gonna grab you by the hand and lead you. And you the people who gonna be leading us. And you're heartless towards each other. And I can't understand it. Because everybody heartless towards you and don't want to see you come up. So you need each other. But the scriptures be fulfilled in that way. I used to never understand coming up how I'd be like, these niggas got all this heart to kill each other and rob each other, but they never gonna go rob a rich person. I just could not understand that. And, coming up, New Orleans was so bad that I left New Orleans to go to the damn Marines. That's how bad New Orleans was. That I would rather go to the Marines and go to Iraq than stay in that hellhole with no defenses, you know what I'm saying, and no training, with no options. And so it pains me now, cause it's like, it's getting worse and worse. Like, I had a partner coming up, he went to Woodson, and he ended up shooting a dude when he was 12. And then the dude, he got spooked, dropped the gun, and dude shot him in the back. So he ended up getting paralyzed. And I'm pretty sure the dude, he ended up dying from his shot. The one he shot, and my partner was paralyzed. I met him after the fact. He was about 14 at that time. And, so he couldn't really do nothing no more because he was paralyzed. But he had that same, street attitude, but now he can't really move no more. And I say that to say that, school shootings and all that been a thing where I'm from a long time ago. Homosexuality, and like we had a cross-dresser up in 7th grade. I ain't gonna say his name, but you know what I'm saying? This dude came in a skirt and everything. This is 7th grade. This in this still a 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, bruh, y'all gotta turn from it and turn to God, because ain't nothing in them streets, bruh. Like, Like, I remember my house getting broken into so many times when I was in the Seventh War. When my auntie would be, she have a dude, but what they do is they see what you got in your house, and then they come rob you and uh go pawn it. You know what I'm saying? You'll find your stuff at the pawn shop back then, and it used to be a thing, man. But your people, you can't trust, and that how we supposed to come up from being the bottom of the barrel, man? Like a black man just been considered a man like in the last, I don't know, 20 years. I remember like sitting at the break table with my coworkers and they said something about the Mexican, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, that's how y'all was talking about us a little while ago, man. I ain't no, man. But the Mexican had took a hit for the black man. And nah, I ain't gonna never treat nobody. We all men, you know what I'm saying? And but they started trying to handle them just like, we had been handled so much in the this country. But it just pained my heart to see the young thugs and the gangsters, which there's a difference. A thug is somebody who out there wilding. Pac was wild, and he thug life, so on and so forth. A gangster in a suit, he doing crimes, but they incognito. You know what I'm saying? He doing big level crimes. So gangsters and thugs. That's why I say gangsters and thugs. I mean, there's a difference between that. And me coming up, it was I was always trying to be on something gangster, but I wasn't a gangster. But that's the only way that you can move in peace, kind of, where I'm from. If people have a little, they got money, power, respect. You got to be respected. If you got money and you ain't got no respect, you ain't got no power, and you ain't gonna have your money for long. Respect is important, and what it make you too hard. And I never wanted to be like somebody who trying to be hard or something like that. And that's what you got to be in the environment you're in. And it's like that's not gonna work for you. It's not. The outcome is jail or death, and then hell to follow, because you're walking contrary, and it ain't nothing that's gonna be good about it. How is it like a thing to live in that type of state of fear all the time? To walk around thinking somebody about to do you something. Now, obviously somebody about to, you got to be aware of your surroundings. But to have multiple dudes out trying to bang you, like that's no way to live, man. Like y'all out here, like y'all in the, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, like in a true war zone. And you ain't planting no vineyard. You ain't dedicating no house to the Lord. You ain't betrothed a wife. I mean, they got a lot of things men and guys supposed to do before they go to war. You know what I'm saying? I ain't pull out the scripture on you because you fall from it. But I pray that any thug or gangster watching this, it's gonna be hard to come up out of it. But that ain't the way to move. The drill music, you know what I'm saying? The ops, you ain't got that's your brother. That is not your opposition. This is your brother. And you have to get that in your head. Like, you supposed to turn the other cheek for your brother when he do you dirty. Not try to kill him. Vengeance is the Lord's, not yours. When something happened, you've been delivered into the hands of your enemies. And you need to look at what you're doing in your life and figure out why the Lord delivered you into the hands of your enemy and change your life. Because you're going to go through tribulations. I'm not saying that this walk is easy. Because if I'm being honest, I done been attacked more that I'm doing right than when I was doing wrong. Man, when I was doing wrong, ain't nobody had a bad thing to say about me. When I changed my life, started to walk orderly and not as the world walked, contrary to God, I became a devil. One of the people I love most told me, you was one of the devil's best soldiers. Man, you know how hard that hurt? Because it was the truth. See, those that are favored by God, they favored by the devil. And a lot of things I know that I did wrong is that I wasn't a liar. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a thief or nothing like that. I was a harlot for sure. But when you got that truth with you, but you still walking contrary, that's why they call it like they walk around as, perpetrating as angels of light. And a lot of y'all that's out there trapping and wilding, man, you guys people. And if you just change up and realize that, listen, a lot of the stuff you hear about religion and the scriptures and Christians and all that, it's all false. It's all lies. If you put your gun down and pick up the book of the Lamb, and see if your name written in it, you know what I'm saying? You pick up the book, and how you see if your name written in it. Those that he foreknew, he did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn of many brethren, right? And those that he called, them he justified. And them that he justified, them he also glorified. That's Romans something, I don't know what it is. But before you were born, you was committed to God. And if you could picture the anger of the Lord as you walk contrary and you be stiff-necked and you just continue to be rebellious, no matter how many spankings he put on you. Because if you open the book and you read Deuteronomy 28 and review your life, sorry about the point. You shouldn't point a finger. I'm just in that energy because a lot of things going on in my life. But because the enemy on full attack mode for me. But I know the feeling y'all in, having somebody out to get you, somebody out to get me for sure. You know what I'm saying? So, and the scriptures, they reveal dreadful things and wonderful things. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said to the children of Israel, I'm gonna do a dreadful thing with you. And dreadful things happen when you walk contrary. And so I wouldn't try to be no thug. I wouldn't try to be no gangster. The most top level thing you can ever think about being is a man of God.